Hey guys, it's Riley with Team CR Realty. Welcome back to another market update. Today is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Let's jump right into inventory. So getting into inventory, we are up another 10.7% this week, and that's week over week. From last week, obviously, it's 8,657 active listings on the market as of right now. That's up from 7,835 active listings. So we're seeing these double-digit increases when it comes to the market and percentage-wise. And what that means is, we're still just seeing the market increase and become more and more of a healthy state when it comes to buyers and sellers. But again, what that means, kind of what we've talked about before, is that a lot of home buyers are getting priced out of this market. And I'll put up this home loan amount kind of having to do with this mortgage interest rates and home loan amount and what your monthly payment will be. This is kind of just like a graph. And you can see what people were going to be paying versus what they're paying now. We're up to around 6%. More your interest rates, and it's just kind of getting nuts. And you can see that with the inventory going up, more people are getting priced out of the market. But even at 4.75, you can see what the loan amount is going to be compared to today. So at 4.75, you're getting a mortgage of 400 grand. Maybe the house is worth 450, something like that. You're paying 2 grand, about just over 2 grand a month. And now with a 6% interest rate, you're seeing at $2,400 a month for a $400,000 mortgage, and that is not including property taxes, PMI, HOA fees, all these other things that will be calculated into your monthly payment. And so really that 6% interest rate is probably closer to, I'd probably say $2,700 a month, including all those other fees. And that's quite expensive compared to where we were at the beginning of this year. So we're still seeing a shift in the market. It's becoming more healthy between buyers and sellers, but within specifically with home buyers, it's just harder to get into the house. And maybe in your first house, or even maybe if you want to upgrade, you're going to be paying more than you were before, and not everyone wants to do that right now. So it's understandable to have someone want to wait off and be like, I want to see what's going on with these interest rates. I don't know how much higher the Fed is going to raise interest rates, because our own national debt is tied to these interest rates, and they have to be able to afford these payments as well. But it's, I'm interested to see exactly how high these are going to get. And people were saying, it's not going to get above, it's not going to get above 5% in 2022. And, people are saying now it's like, it could go all the way up to 7%. So I'm interested myself into seeing where this goes. So next, I kind of want to get into where we're forecasting where prices are going to be when it comes to housing. And you can see all these different people. They have, a ton of information and data that they analyze, and they are forecasting these numbers. So you can see the average forecast for 2022 is an increase of 9%. And looking at year over year, we're up almost 20, depending on where you're at, it could be like anywhere from 20 to 30% year over year, which is crazy. Those are crazy numbers, and you're like, what's going on now? 9% is still a great increase in pricing of your house if you own a home right now, or you want to buy right now. So if you buy a $400,000 house, 10% of that is going to be $40,000. So 9%, let's see if I can do the math right off that, $36,000. Boom, right off the top of the head. So a $400,000 house is going to be worth $436,000 in a year. So that's just where we're forecasting. It might, in my opinion, this is accurate, and next year will probably be a little bit less, depending on what happens. Again, the Fed is trying to cause consumers to spend less to curb inflation, and we're seeing it. This is what's happening with the housing market. We needed to cool off, and that's what they're trying to do, and that's what's happening. So next, I want to just get into the Cromford report again. We're seeing the market index, supply and demand index. The market index right now is at 306.6. That is down from last week. I'm sure you could have guessed that. Supply is up from last week. Again, something you could have guessed. And demand is down from last week. So, we're seeing these are kind of the numbers. Again, the market index is really what's showing how many buyers per listing on the market. So we still are in a seller's market. 306.6 means that there are 3.066 buyers per every listing out there. and you can see where a neutral market is. It's between 95 and 110. So, you know, we're still way up on the seller side, but again, that's why we're becoming a more healthy market when it comes to buyers and sellers, but not necessarily more healthy for buyers themselves. And then, you know, just jumping into the relative market itself, we're seeing indicators obviously all over that we're seeing a Phoenix market slowdown. And again, it's something that we need here in Phoenix. We need to slow down to become a little bit more healthier. It's just a little bit harder for people to afford housing, but like I talked about last week, if you can curb your expectations a little bit, go for the little bit less of a house, still stick within your budget that you feel comfortable in and a locked in rate, it's a great time to buy because you're not having to deal with all these different offers on the market. You're not having to go $50,000 over. You're not having to dig in your pocket above appraised price. You can still get a house for appraised price. And so it's just, you know, we're seeing those indicators of a slowdown, but it's just a lot easier to get into a house. And if that's something that you need to do right now is get into a house, then this is, you know, a good time to be able to get in and have all your contingencies of your contract so that you can get that inspection period, get that appraisal, pay appraised price, etc. So it sucks for buyers in general, especially first-time home buyers, but it's, you know, that's just what the Fed is doing. We need to curb inflation, and this is definitely one way of doing it. It's just, I'm interested to see exactly how high these interest rates are going to get. But that is really the short and sweet market update for this week. If you have any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to reach out. Give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, post in the comment section down below. If you would, just give this video a like, subscribe. Again, we're trying to grow this channel so that we can get in and be in front of more people's eyes here in Arizona, get a real estate market update. Thanks again so much. My name is Riley with Team CR Realty, where Arizona real estate is seen. See you later.